Hello everybody, welcome to my very first model railroading video. If you read the title, then you already know what we're about to do today. So let's get right into it. First, let me tell you a little bit of a story. About 9 months ago, I decided to get into N-scale model railroading. Now, before this, I already had some HO scale stuff, and I had it for about 4 years before I decided that it was just a little too big and way too expensive. So I decided that N-scale would be a better option for me. Well, a few weeks ago, I was looking to buy some N-scale rolling stock, and I found some used vintage rolling stock, and it was in good condition and for a very good price. So I decided to buy them, and that's what we have right here. Now, the problem with the vintage rolling stock is that they don't have couplers that are compatible with the more modern and prototypical couplers that come with most, if not all, American model trains. And it's not easy to convert them. There are some coupler conversion kits that can be purchased online, but they cost more money than they're worth, at least in my opinion. Then, a few days ago, I came up with the idea of 3D printed couplers, so I went into Tinkercad and got to work designing some couplers. The goal was to make something that could be easily mounted onto my vintage rolling stock and be seamlessly compatible with the more prototypical couplers of today's model trains, and that's what I'm about to show you. First, let me show you what they look like, and then we'll see how they work. Now, I know they're a little bit chunky, but it was kind of necessary to make them this bulky because 3D printed parts tend to be a little less sturdy than their injection molded counterparts. Another reason that they may appear chunky is because I made this sort of pocket for the hooks to latch into. It's supposed to eliminate problems with coupler height. So if I couple them together right here, I know you can't see very well because it's blurry, but I'll couple them together and then I'll try shifting them up and down and they stay together. And yep, they stay together, so they won't come uncoupled if the height is slightly off. Alright, here I have some of my vintage rolling stock that I've already changed the couplers on, so I can further demonstrate. Here I'll push them together, and hold on, sometimes it doesn't work, but they'll stay together. Once they couple, they will stay together until I take a flathead, I'll pry them apart, and they uncouple. I also have a locomotive here with a microtrains coupler, so let's push them together. And they couple together perfectly, and they stay together. And then what I do to get these ones uncoupled, since they have the magmatic metal thing down here, I don't even know what to call them, but they have the magmatic system. So I just take the screwdriver, I push it open, and then it comes apart. Same thing with this Bachmann caboose. I'll couple them together. And again, it works perfectly. Well, I think that's more than enough demonstration. Now I'll show you how to install these couplers on this Bachmann freight car and this Con-Cor passenger car. So all I'm doing here is unscrewing the truck from the bottom of the chassis, and then I'll show you how to remove the stock coupler and replace it with the new coupler. Now we're going to take off this coupler box. Just be really careful taking it apart as there is a spring in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the flathead, go to these two tabs right here, and we're going to push down on them. That's what it should look like. Now you're going to carefully take off this hook. I don't even know what that coupler is called, but you're going to take it off and then just stick the new coupler in. And then something I should tell you about the coupler, make sure when you're putting the coupler in that the flat part is on the bottom. And then this sloped part is on top. That'll make sure it has, it's put on the right way. And then once you get the coupler in there, you're good to put the coupler box back on, and then screw the chassis screw the truck right back onto the chassis. And then the Con-Cor passenger car just has a clip that keeps the truck in the chassis, so all I need to do is pull on it, and then it's removed. So what you're going to do with this coupler is you're just going to pry it out like this. And there's a pole that the spring is attached to, so you don't really have to worry about it falling out. It'll stay in pretty good. And then something that I found out after recording was that the coupler was too small for the passenger car, so I designed some new couplers in different sizes so that it would fit the different needs of different types of rolling stock. Thank you all for watching. That's all I have for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.